Good morning, and welcome to Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Kristen Wilcock, and I am a licensed practitioner here at the center. It is my pleasure to lead you in this morning's meditation. Take a moment to make sure that you are seated comfortably, and when you are ready, gently close your eyes. Bring your attention to your breath. Take a couple of gentle, deep inhalations and exhale gently and slowly, finding your own natural rhythm. With each breath, just let go and relax. Today, our theme is looking forward. I would like to read you a quote from Jess Goyle. Let your consciousness, savoir-faire, and understanding liberate you from all the clutches of your delusions, greed, arrogance, sufferings, and hopelessness. Let you reclaim your brilliance. Be able to interact with the core of your being, connect, integrate, and merge with your higher self, and feel the bliss of acceptance of what is, and the joy that comes with radiating your true self to your world. Let all the dense and menacing fog be cleared away by your own sunlight. Let you remind yourself today that you are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become, and you are the creator of your life. Let you remind yourself the truth that you yourself are a God's temple and that God's spirit dwells in your midst. Stay doing your best always. You are what you choose to become. Those are powerful words. In order to move forward and be liberated from our clutches, whatever they may be, we must release hold of the familiar, release previous thoughts, and open our arms to all that we desire. Today, I invite you to remember who you are in this moment and breathe that in. You are a spark of the divine. Release any fear about your journey, about what is next. Know that you are firmly planted and rooted in spirit. If you are comfortable, allow my words to become your words. I am no longer examining my life through the lens of fear. There is no need to hold to those thoughts that bind me. There is no need to be anything other than the great light that I am. The right thoughts cross my mind. I fully trust that my season of greatness is filled with this beautiful, centered, and loving energy. In this moment of peace and serenity, I create the next beautiful page of my journey. With these thoughts in mind, spend the next few minutes in silence, looking forward, and begin to create the next beautiful page of your story. Slowly start to bring your attention back to the here and now, knowing that everything that you need to move forward is already within you. All the courage and confidence that you need to overcome any perceived hurdle is rising within you. This sensation is taking over every cell of your body, enlivening you, waking you up to all of the potential that lies ahead. This is your moment. When you are ready, gently open your eyes and look around. Let your heart fill with gratitude for the knowing that you are primed and ready to move forward. Namaste.
Good morning. My name is Kristen Piers. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I am a Science of Mind practitioner, and it is my pleasure today to read you the announcements. Everyone is invited to join us right here in the Zoom room for our Sunday celebration, and you can find the address for our Zoom room in the weekly newsletter. Also, please feel free to share our service from YouTube to your personal Facebook page. Why not? Let's share with everybody we know. And also for everyone who is in the Zoom room, turn on your video so we can see each other. That would really be nice. Okay, so mark your calendars for our next Open Hearts Open Mic on Friday, February 12th from 7 to 9 p.m. via Zoom. It is run by Jim Hetzer, and you can contact him if you'd like to perform or share any creative talent at jahetzer@sbcglobal.net. And the theme for February is love. So anything that you feel drawn to share about love, we'd love to have you. Everyone is invited to join us for our new monthly CCSL community meetings that take place on the second Sunday of each month. They follow our Sunday celebration using the same Zoom link beginning at 12. There will be a variety of topics covered, and everyone will have an opportunity to join in for the Q&A segment. This meeting will not be broadcast on YouTube. You do get to show up live. So our next meeting will be Sunday, February 14th. Talk about celebrating the love. We now have a suggestion box that you can send your ideas, feedback, and suggestions to. Email them to ccslsuggestionbox@gmail.com. Your feedback is always appreciated and welcomed. You are the face of God. Help us share shining smiles, sparkling eyes, and the community's faces, mask or no mask. We will show this in our Sunday celebration. Please send us a picture of yourself and send your pictures to none other than Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org so we can share the faces of God that are part of this community. If you would like to prayer after service or anytime throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on the website columbuscsl.org, or you could submit a prayer request via the website. And that is the news for today. Please enjoy our opening song with Carissa Holmes, Tony Bernardi, and the Center Trio.
All right, let's let the love flow. When I open my heart, when I feel it glow, when I open my heart, I let the love flow, let it flow. Oh, when I open my heart, when I open my heart, when I feel it glow, glow. When I open my heart, I let the love flow, let it flow. Light me up, fill me up, open up. Light me up, fill me up, open up. When I open my heart, when I open my heart, when I feel it glow, glow. When I open my heart, I let the love flow, let it flow. When I open my heart, when I open my heart, when I feel it glow, glow. When I open up my heart, I am the place where all the love flows, let it flow.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Reverend Amy Papadoupolo, and it is my honor and my pleasure to be here with you this morning. We are an inclusive organization that supports you and welcomes you no matter where you are on your spiritual journey. You are welcome here. Thank you for joining us this morning on our, if you're in our Zoom room, thank you for joining us in our Zoom room. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Now, please share our CCSL mission statement with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. And I'd like to thank practitioner Kristen Wilcock today for that beautiful meditation and for holding virtual high watch for us this morning. And I'd also like to thank Carissa Holmes, along with our center trio, for her YouTube, from her YouTube channel, Creative Conscious Living. That's where we got our very first song this morning. That's where we're going to also get another song later on today. So thank you to Carissa Holmes and thank you to the center trio. Now I'd like to reintroduce Kristen Pierce. Kristen?
Hi. Now I ring the bowl to begin our service. I would like to introduce our community member, Robin Brookhouse, who will be giving us our reading this morning. Robin.
Good morning, everybody. A reading by Ernest Holmes from Can We Talk to God? Consider the spirit as a warm, pulsating, reciprocal thing. It presses against us, it flows through us. It is our intelligence. It is a great universal urge and surge. It is a warm, colorful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Know that there is something more than law, an intelligence to which we may come for inspiration, for guidance, for direction, a power responding to us, a presence pressing against us, an animation flowing through us, a light within us.
Thank you, Robin. Now join me in a few seconds of silence as we contemplate that reading. Thank you. And let's pray. Sinking into this space, I am grateful. I am grateful knowing that all there is God, and God is universe. God is star, sun, grass, light. God is warmth, comfort, voice, and purpose. There is nothing that God is not, including me, including each person listening and each person everywhere. Everything is all God. There is no separation. And as part of that one, there is warmth. I experience warmth. I experience the comfy, cozy, the interesting, the beautiful, the expansive, the small, the large. I experience it all. I delight in it all, and I invite each person here to connect into that godness within self, of self, the big, the little, the scared, the loving. It's all God. And as we move into this service, the words spoken are heard. I am grateful knowing there's deep listening here. There is deep love. There is deep goodness. I am grateful. I lift it up, I let it go, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Kristen. So we have a guest speaker this morning, and it is with great pleasure and honor that I introduce her. Her name is Reverend Stacy Hilton, and she is a co-minister at the Center for Spiritual Living in Las Vegas. Her word, because oftentimes I've talked about like we all have a word. Her word is service. Service is her nature. And she grew up as, she is the granddaughter of a religious science minister, Reverend J. Arthur Twine. So she has lived her life as part of this philosophy, her entire life. Her vision for her ministry is to be a model of spiritual awareness so that others can live. So she's that model for us to live from that place of authenticity. Also, what she really wants to impart in humanity is that we are love and that we are loved. Like I mentioned, she is a co-minister at the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. She is the minister to the practitioners there. She also serves as the leader to their community outreach programs. And she's also an elected member of the Ministers' Council for our overall organization, Centers for Spiritual Living. Reverend Stacy and I have been friends for many, many years. And what I know about Reverend Stacy is that when she speaks, when she gives talks, it always has a way for me of penetrating into my heart and creating an awakening and awareness and also deep inspiration. So I hope that that's what you also find with her. So let's give her a warm Zoom welcome. This is Stacy, Reverend Stacy Hilton.
Well, good morning. My name is Stacy Hilton. I am from the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. I'm one of the co-senior ministers along with the Reverend Cheryl Bell. And I'm honored to be here with you today. I was asked by actually my first teacher in Science of Mind, Reverend Amy Papadopoulou. So, hi Amy, good to see you and have your people see me, and I'm so honored to be here with you all. I have a video that I'd like to share with you, and many of you have seen it. It is the young poet laureate Amanda Gorman.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, and the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the West. We will rise from the wind-swept Northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Wow. How's that for a national debut? Most of us will remember where we were when we heard Joe Biden take the oath of office, give his inaugural address. We will all remember when we heard Amanda Gorman speak to the world as America's first National Youth Poet Laureate.
There's always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, do ordain this Constitution for the United States of America. Now, most of you know that because it's the preamble of the Constitution. I know myself, I learned it in the 6th grade, and it has never left me, probably because of Schoolhouse Rock. I know some of you about my age, I'm 55, will remember that. And I'm prayerful that the ones that are younger than myself know that and are learning that. So the preamble was created in the Constitutional Convention in the summer of 1787. It was probably written by a man by the name of Gouverneur Morris, who drafted much of the rest of the Constitution. The preamble was not intended to create any additional powers for government, but was rather intended to introduce the Constitution and explain its purpose. Now, my intention is not to bore you here with history for those of you that are not history buffs, but it is to reiterate this idea and this theme of the year and the month, which is timeless wisdom. And what is the rest of it? Evolutionary vision. Timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision, which is what the Constitution kind of represents. I know it has amendments, but if you listen to just that preamble, for it to still stand strong today, in this time, all this many years, hundreds of years later, is amazing. It's amazing. The Constitution, of course, establishes the three branches of government, and it divides power between the states and the federal government, and protects individuals' liberties as American citizens. Again, please bear with me. I promise the whole talk is not about the history of the United States. But this week with the inauguration, I was just moved to think about all that the Constitution means to me and to us as a nation. Not only this week, but obviously January 6th was another time in which I was really touched and moved by all that is going on in our nation's capital. Timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision. Now, in the preamble, you might be surprised by a few things. And I want to read this as I looked up some things about the preamble. I want to mention them. As released by the Committee of Detail on August 6, 1787, the draft stated, "We, the people of the states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Providence Plantations, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, do ordain, declare, and establish the following Constitution for the government of ourselves and our posterity." That would be a much different document, wouldn't it? So the fact that those, actually they were colonies at the times, that they are now states, they didn't mention those that states that are now obviously states of the nation. We'd have to include that or write an amendment to include all of those. Now, if we had to do that in today's world with the way that Congress acts, that might be quite a feat, right? Trying to get all of that handled in and making sure that that went into law. But the forethought, the looking forward into what might be and what might be to come, is what made the man named Gouverneur Morris be able to write from a place of knowingness for the future. Now, it also states on the internet some more information. While this draft was passed unanimously by the delegates, the preamble underwent significant changes after the draft Constitution was referred to the Committee of Style on September 8, 1787. Perhaps with the understanding that the inclusion of all 13 of the states in the preamble was more precatory than realistic. The opening phrase of the Constitution with the now familiar introduction, "We the people of the United States." Moreover, the preamble, as altered by Morris, listed 6 broad goals for the Constitution: to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. So all of that is already stated even before getting into the document that rules this nation. The record from the Philadelphia Convention is silent, However, as to why the Committee of Style altered the preamble, and there is no evidence of any objection to the changes the committee made to the final version of the preamble. Again, there was forethought, there was thought, there was looking ahead, and not just looking ahead, but providing the action and doing the thing. This was quite a week. It's been quite a couple weeks, and it's been quite a year up until now. Been almost a year of us being kind of locked down, depending on where you live, and not seeing or hugging our loved ones or being with people that we love, and so it's been a lot that's gone on. And it took a lot to get us here. And I'm knowing that for this nation is that Wednesday was kind of a reset. It was a reawakening to a new beginning. And it's a time to look forward. My prayer really is now that we move to a place of acceptance and agreement to move forward, to not only look forward, but move forward with what we have and be open to the possibility. Now, my intention, again, is not for this to be a political talk. I'm really talking about us, all of us, moving forward as individuals, as cities, as communities, and as a nation to what's next and what's possible. Not everybody's happy with what happened on Wednesday. I well understand that. But we all have to do our best to find in our hearts a place to be able to move forward. Timeless wisdom. That's what we're talking about here. We have it in Science of Mind also. We have governing documents that provide that. We have the Declaration of Principles. So today, as the principle that I'm speaking about is creation, right? We all know that we are created by that one image, that one power, that one life. That life is God's life, and that life is my life right here and right now. And because God creates through the law, it created us in its image and likeness, so we are able to do the exact same thing. The practice that I'm speaking about today is self-awareness. Being conscious and aware of who we are, the fact that we can create. There is a power for good in the universe, and I can use it. And each one of us can use it, and we do use it. Do we use it for good? It's my prayer that we do. It's my prayer that we do. But that power for good in the universe is the law of mind and action. That's what we use to create our reality, to create our lives. So, practice of self-awareness. It is a practice of being conscious of one's motivations, one's internal dialogue, and hidden beliefs. It is a willingness to observe and take responsibility for one's internal and external choices. Self-awareness is the foundation for conscious choice. I want you to think about the talk title a little bit. Looking forward and moving forward. You know, Hank Aaron passed away, I believe it was yesterday. Probably won't be yesterday because today is Saturday here. So Hank Aaron passed away on Friday. I believe he was 86 years old. And Hank Aaron played in the Negro Leagues prior to playing in the baseball league here. And he had one of the most significant moments in baseball when he broke Babe Ruth's record. He hit that 715th home run. He received death threats because people weren't ready for him to make that, to break that and shatter that record. And so he was hated, much like Jackie Robinson was hated in the world of baseball. And he said this as he looked forward. It was one of the toughest things in all of baseball to handle some of the outpouring of hatred and racism. And yet I knew I had to do it for the people behind me. When we look forward, my suggestion is that perhaps we take a look back to see the damage that has occurred and what we might want to make amends for and move forward in a way that creates a world that works for all. Looking forward, I stand on the shoulders of giants. My race, my culture hasn't always been afforded the luxury of not looking ahead for just myself. In this day and age, because of the benefits my people have given me, I'm able to look at not only for myself, but I'm able to look at creating a world that works for all. I'm able to have that. I'm not even able to. It's my responsibility, I feel, to create a world that works for all. It's just one of those things that's passed down in my DNA. As a CSL minister, that's what I signed up for, and that's my intention every day. So I'm asking you today, what are you looking forward to? What would you like to create? We've missed a lot of things during COVID. I mean, let's face it. Travel, not being able to work out in the same way to create better health, being able to see family and friends, as I mentioned earlier, or meet someone to be in a loving relationship with. My community knows that I do wine demos, and so every time I travel, normally with a CSL conference or a minister's gathering, I'm always looking forward to getting to travel to different wineries and taste the different wines and the foods. And I'm a foodie, and I won't say a wino, but I'm a wine aficionado. That sounds so much better. So I'm planning on creating a trip to Paso Robles. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I have a mental equivalent of Paso Robles because I've been a couple of times. And so if I'm starting to look forward in that trip, and I want you to start looking forward in whatever you want to create, this is how I would start, right? I'm going to start by emptying out my car, right? Because I've got to have a place to put all that wine that I want to bring back. I'm going to bring my books with me so that I can be inspired and empowered as I sit and relax in the beautiful wine country. For those of you that don't know where Paso Robles, California is, it is in Central Coast, California. Absolutely beautiful setting. I'm going to probably choose my ride or die, Reverend Cheryl, who loves and appreciates wine as much as I do to travel with, and maybe some other people that might want to enjoy that experience with me. I'm going to choose the wineries that I want to go to, some maybe that I've visited before, some maybe that I've been looking forward to and didn't get a chance to visit, and maybe some new ones. I'm also going to look back at some of the mistakes maybe that happened, missteps. There wasn't anything major, but some things that I wouldn't repeat. Maybe some wineries I didn't enjoy going to. Maybe a restaurant that didn't really feed my soul. Maybe there were some people that I went with that weren't so easy to travel with. Maybe they weren't people that I want to spend 3 or 4 or 5 days with. I'm going to look back at that. And so that I can recreate experience that is more love and more light and more joyful for myself. That's my responsibility for myself, which creates a world that works for all as well. I do myself a favor by looking back to create a better experience moving forward. It's not that we want to dwell in the past. It's not, and I hear this all the time. Well, I just want to move forward. A lot of times it's called spiritual bypass. A lot of times it's just, it's too uncomfortable. It's too much hurt. I don't know what to do with that, and I can't deal with it. But I promise us as a community that if we don't start looking back and taking responsible steps to correct some of that, we will make the same mistakes. There are certain conditions that create certain outcomes that we must look at to heal and then move forward. Otherwise, we're destined to create that which we don't want. Ignoring the past, not acknowledging or taking full responsibility for our roles in the past is what causes even more harm. That's what we don't want. So whether you're planning a trip or creating more abundance or better health or new relationships, look back and then look forward with excited anticipation of the good that is yours. Be the light and share the light that you are. Remember that the universe always spirals upward, and as we look we can expand our life exponentially. More good, more life, more joy is mine, and I ought to have it, as Emma Curtis Hopkins would say. Maybe not just like that, but those are her words. Make it a great week.
Thank you to Reverend Stacy. Let's take this into prayer. Oh, as I turn within, I go to that place where I know that I know that I know that it is possible, that I absolutely know that God is everywhere in all things all the time, that I absolutely know that looking forward and that power to create my life is the power of God that I can use and that also can use me. So I speak my word on behalf of each person hearing my voice, and I claim a conscious creation of our lives. I claim a conscious creation with a mental equivalent of a world that works for everyone, one person at a time, starting with me. And that life, that world is a life and a world of joy and love and abundance and well-being. So I claim this on behalf of each person hearing my voice today. And I claim this for each and every person on the planet, that love is the way, that abundance and well-being and peace and forward creation and trust and love and allowing is the truth about who we are. I claim this for each and every one of us. And I claim truly in my bones that world that works for everyone, one person at a time, knowing it is a world of love, that it is a world of love and peace. So I release this treatment into that law that always says yes with a grateful heart, because I know it is done. And please say with me, and so it is. So now it is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you continue to support the center during these times. We are honored to continue to support you spiritually. We appreciate the gifts, the donations, and the tithes that you give to CCSL. Your donations are important because it helps us to fulfill our vision statement and helping to create a world that works for everyone. And as we engage with the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source, and we are circulating spirit's energy in the form of money by giving and receiving. And there are several ways that you can give to the center. You can go onto our website and click PayPal, which is what I'm going to do during the break. You can also send a check in to the office. You can text to give, or you can set up monthly donations or payments on your credit card. And if you need some help with that, if you call Robin, we'll help you. So please say our affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
When I circulation. When I open up a channel to be seen, when I open up my heart and just believe, when I know I am infinity, when I open up my eyes so I can see, I can feel it. Can you feel it? Circulation. Circulation. Ooh. Circulation. Circulation. Let it circulate.
I am so blessed to be part of the circulation today. I feel the money moving. I feel the energy. I feel the love. I am grateful to be a participant in this, and I am grateful for each person who is consciously participating in that circulation and giving of gifts. It's wonderful. Thank you for the monies. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the words. I am grateful. I know it's all God. Each person here is a part of that one God, and I release it, knowing it's whole and complete and done. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Kristen. Let's thank all of our practitioners, Kristen Wilcock for the meditation and for holding virtual High Watch. Thank you, Kristen Piers, for assisting us today. Thank you, Robin Brookhouse, for the reading. Thank you to Carissa Holmes and the Center Trio for sharing their music with us today. It's from Carissa's YouTube channel called Creative Conscious Living. And thank you to everyone that is here today for our Sunday celebration. If you are, in fact, watching this for the first time, if you're here with us for the first time live, or if you're watching us for the first time live, we welcome you. We are glad you're here, and we would love to send you a welcome packet. Please contact the office. You can find that information on our website, or you can also send us a private Facebook message. Also, if you are not receiving information about the Sunday services, we have a weekly newsletter, or about anything that we have going on. We have a weekly newsletter that goes out. If you're not receiving that, once again, please let us know. You can call or email. You can call the office, or you can send us a private Facebook message. So please say our affirmation with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
Joy to